We have all been to the beach. The soft sand gently caressing your feet, with the breeze carrying the salty scent of the sea and the aroma of freshly cooked fish, while the waves constantly lap against the shore. At first glance, this little restaurant looks like just any other you would expect to find at the seaside. But once you step inside, you discover something you would never expect. A 3 Michelin star kitchen and one of Italy's most hidden gems. It's called Uliassi. Today we are in central Italy, and my first question is, which way to the beach? Don't worry, you are not going to catch me in a Speedo. This is the region known as La Marca. From Ancona, a 40-minute drive takes you to the beach community of Senigallia. Right on the Adriatic Sea, it's a place where the historical town coexists with the modern city. Its claim to fame is the 13-kilometer velvet beach. But it's not the only thing in town making some serious waves. We arrive at Uliassi. It's a beautiful afternoon in Senigallia. The sun is shining, music is pumping, and people are smiling. Especially these two. Veronica, a sommelier, and Catia Uliassi, co-owner and front of house. Catia is the chef's sister and welcomes us like family before showing us to the dining room. Getting seated, I have only one thing to say. Look at that view. Right away, I like this place. Not just for the view, but for everything on the table. The bright white tablecloth, the traditional printed porcelain, the little splashes of color. You can feel that this is Italy. We have met Catia, the chef's sister. Here is his son, Filippo. He arrives with our first appetizer. It's wafer with foie gras and hazelnut praline cream. I like the idea, and the flavor grabs you by the tongue and doesn't let go. With it, a welcome drink. This is Kyrian, a champagne cocktail made with crème de cassis. It's a nice, refreshing start. Next, we have cornbread sticks.
In front of you, a small herring butter, then olive oil, flavored with rosemary.
Another impressive starter. The uniforms of the servers aren't what you would expect from a 3-star restaurant. I like ties, blazers and shirts. But even though they are in t-shirts, you can still get the feeling of quality, that there is stuff behind it as well. And since we are at the beach, it totally works. Catia delivers the wine list. There are 2 pairings, an Italian one for €140 and an international one for €170. Since we are in Italy, I go for the Italian pairing. We have met his sister and his son. Now it's time to meet the man himself. Chef Mauro arrives next to talk about today's menu. It showcases the fisherman, the farmer and the hunter in the same sitting. I can't wait. Before he leaves, he issues a warning.
The chef advises us not to eat too much bread. We will listen to his kind words.
Look what arrives next. A selection of homemade sourdough bread. One is made with seaweed, one with pecorino cheese, another with crackers and seeds, and the last with ancient wheat. Just listen to that crunch. That's quality. But I listen to the chef and just give it a taste. Exceptional. But I'm a bit warm, so off goes the jacket. So far the experience is going great. But I don't like that in a 3 Michelin star restaurant on such a hot summer day, the restaurant isn't cooled. These fans are running, but they don't have much in this heat.
For sparkling wine, for you sir, I choose Winkler. We are in Alto Adige, in Trentino, extreme north Italy.
Our first course has 2 parts. One is cuttlefish with pork cheek oil, the other is chard with lemon, honey and anchovy sauce. A really interesting dish with simple, elegant plating. In terms of temperature, this is superb. And on the flavor side, the protein is quite slow, while the vegetables are really dynamic. Together, they are perfect. Taking a closer look at the utensils, and you can see they are simple but stunning. The same goes for the napkins. It feels so elegant. Check out that stitching. The next wine is another sparkling one. It's from Franciacorta in Lombardy, a place that is fast becoming the leader of high-quality, traditional method sparkling wine in Italy. Up next is red shrimp with head juice, ginger and cinnamon.
It's It's so strange because even on the nose you find the connections. I will check how it's worked together, but on the nose, I'm sure this will be a great pairing.
I loved how the chef used ginger in this one. It's tricky because it can easily overpower everything. Here, it was spot on. Even more surprising was the cinnamon, balanced perfectly. And the presentation is beautiful and refined. When I was here 2 years ago, there was a shrimp dish with amazing presentation. Look at how the presentation of a dish evolves over the years. The island of Ustica in Sicily is the source of our next wine. Our next course pays tribute to Chef Pier Giorgio Parini. He's a good friend of Chef Mauro and head of the innovative kitchen at Cumerico, a restaurant in nearby Cervia.
Steamed salt, warm lettuce, and bergamot sauce.
The fish is soft and succulent. The fish has a slightly sweet taste, the warm lettuce still has a crunch, and giving it a bright citrus note and refreshing acidity is the bergamot sauce. Next to the table we have a dish that uses liquid nitrogen. It's called Rimini Fest and it's grilled young calamari, frozen citronette and garlic shots. The calamari has some smoky elements from the grill and it's crisp yet tender. The garlic shots deliver intense flavor. And the icy, lemon-based vinaigrette melts immediately and creates a multisensory experience. Chef Mauro has lived and worked here in Senegalia most of his life. At age 17, while attending technical college, he started working part-time in a kitchen. From there, he began his career. He worked all over the country in fine dining restaurants, but didn't enjoy the fast-paced, stressful conditions. So he returned home and started teaching at a local culinary school. He thought he has found his calling. Then, in 1983, he fell in love with his wife Chantal, who asked him to cook at her birthday party. Without the stress of the fine dining kitchen, Chef Mauro cooked with passion. And for the first time, he discovered how wonderful it was to see the pleasure and happiness of others enjoying his food. It sparked his love of cooking once again. Together with his sister, Catia, Uliassi opened in 1990 as a family-run beach cafe. But soon, Chef Mauro was building up the menu and moving into more refined cooking. Michelin came knocking in 1995 with one of their stars. In 2008 came the second, and in 2018 the third, cementing Chef Mauro's status as a world-class chef. Back at the table, our next wine is from producer Rosette Terroir. The Paris Darwin grapes used in this wine are grown at 900 meters above sea level, inspiring the name Sopra Quota 900. Our next course is called Ricciola Puttanesca. Puttanesca is a classic Italian sauce made with fresh tomato, capers, olives and anchovies. Here it is served with amberjack and raw scampi. The amberjack is beautifully rich and buttery, and the scampi gives it a raw, clean taste. The sauce here is bold and savory with complexity, thanks to the tangy capers and umami of the anchovies. Next up is bone marrow alla marinara.
So it's a veal bone marrow cooked in a clam soup, codfish tripe, and the celery seeds.
This looks amazing, like a piece of modern art. The taste is magnificent. I love the freshness together with the heavy, fatty parts. The acidity and flavors have been building up. Filippo tells us the menu is designed like a symphony, going up and down to stimulate different synapses in the brain. Our next one is also a local Marca wine that was limited to just 600 bottles. Filippo is back to introduce our next course, but I beat him to the punch. Perfect salmon, is it not?
No, it's a red pepper, almonds, vanilla oil, and cucunci.
That's a Sicilian word which means capers fruit. I love this plate. It can be more than a couple of millimeters thick. This dish is a departure from what we have had so far. Nice flavors, but no acidity. All the different textures make your brain wonder what's going on. But it seems out of place in the menu. It doesn't follow the curve. In symphonic terms, they might call it subito pianissimo, a sudden drop in intensity. Next up,
Fried frog legs.
with white herbs, tarragon, grapefruit and orange foam. The frog legs are crispy and give a satisfying crunch, followed by a juicy bite. The white herbs give it a fresh savory flavor, and the grapefruit and orange foam add a citrusy bitterness. We have great news for you. When we reach 500,000 subscribers, we will have another insane giveaway. We are still a little far from there, but you all keep saying that the channel deserves more subscribers. You said it, not me. But the truth is, 66% of you watch our videos without subscribing. So if you guys hit that subscribe button, we can reach that goal much faster. Let's get there together. Details coming soon. Time for a new wine. This one is different from what we have had so far. It's a spiced, sweet wine from Cantine Florio, a producer from Sicily. This is their 2020 Marsala Vergine Riserva. It's paired with our next course. Codfish and frozen cherries, crispy onion and geranium vinaigrette. It's a real exercise in textures and flavors. The cherries add an explosion of tart and sweetness that contrast nicely with the fish. We have some crunch thanks to the crispy onion. The geranium vinaigrette ties everything together with a light acidic finish. This is flawlessly executed, but it's a bit like a filler track on an album. Our next course is frozen red shrimp, sheep's kidney with celery, lemon and nutmeg. This one was interesting. Cold shrimp and warm kidney work well together. I'm not a huge fan of foam, but here it's totally acceptable. Superb! Our next wine is the sommelier's favorite of all time. It's produced just 15 km from here at the Villa Bucci winery. It's a 2019 Riserva made with Verdicchio grapes. It has a nice minerality and is both elegant and expressive. Our next course is a true Italian classic.
Tomato pasta.
Served here with a fig leaf infusion. This dish was beautiful. The pasta was good, but in this case it was just a side character. The sauce was amazing. I could just sit here and drink it all day.
After this dish, there's the last one, or if you want, other two dishes. Other two dishes, very good.
One of them is this: snail with wild herb sauce, begonia leaf and parsley foam. Gorgeous presentation here, and a very serious dish as well. We get to try one more local wine from Marche, this time from the Serra Petrona region. It's a 2020 Moro by producer Fonte Zoppa. The last dish is pigeon. It's wood pigeon with bread crouton and wood pigeon entrails. Right now, I'm so happy. I'm tasting great wine, looking at the sea, and I know that there is a beautiful dish in front of me. This is what it's all about, and it doesn't disappoint. Excellent flavors with tons of textures. With desserts coming up, we also get new water glasses. Another nice touch. Our pre-dessert palate cleanser is an apricot granita with saffron. So many different textures and temperatures here. It's tasty and it works. Our main dessert is presented by pastry chef Mattia Casabianca. It's almond cake topped with almond ice cream and foam. Inside are surprise flavors waiting for us to discover them. I love the plating here. It really looks like a masterpiece. I can't wait to see what's inside. Before I can do that, I'm presented with the last wine. It's a dessert wine from Italy by Marco De Bartoli. This 2014 made from Zibippo grapes, it's super sweet with notes of citrus. And now back to this cake. Inside I taste coffee, ginger, blackberry and cherry. Amazing finish to this meal. The petit fours finish us off. We have a range of flavors and textures here. Gorgonzola cheese mousse with caramel dipped in white chocolate. Frozen raspberry with maraschino cherry and basil leaf. And the chocolate crumble with more mystery flavors. Chef Mauro comes out to ask about our lunch and to see us off. Our total for today is just over 1,100 euros. And now that it's time to go, I must say, I really don't want to. This place has a vibe that says, I am good here. Amazing view, amazing vibe. But the fact that the restaurant wasn't cooled in such a heat was something I didn't like. But that was an extremely hot day with 39 degrees Celsius. From the food side, it really is a symphony, with a wide range of dishes playing with temperature, texture and acidity. It was a great experience that challenged the kitchen and my taste buds. Chef Mauro cooks. I mean, he really cooks. I could feel his passion, love, knowledge, both past and present. In terms of quality, this is a family business, not an investor-backed powerhouse. But you can tell that the quality is still important. In terms of hospitality, there were a few small mistakes. Sometimes the wine didn't arrive by the time the food was served. But I love the staff here. I like their simple but high-quality uniforms too. They are authentic and you can tell they really care. I enjoyed the Italian wine pairing, especially the last third, because that's when the bigger wines started coming. As we say goodbye to this charming beach town, I wish the Uliassi family and their team the absolute best of luck. I know I will see you again. I could even come back here tomorrow. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid.